Give it time. Once the bees disappear, that's it.
Oh, the bees are coming back. Aren't they coming back?
Are they? I hope so.
I thought they were.
Hey, if Candyman is to be believed, the bees will be totally coming back.
Did you see the new trailer for Candyman, by the way?
No. What is
you know?
this?
Did
you know there's a trailer? There's a new Candyman. They're making a new Candyman.
Are they making a new everything?
Well,
yeah, it's true, but like...
Are they making a new Citizen Kane next year?
Yes, I'm excited about that. They're gonna have super 3D deep focus.
I'm ready to say Justin Bieber play Kane.
Can we what, you know how they had the parrot or like the macaw or whatever, the cockatoo that screams in that one part randomly?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, instead of that, can we just get Willem Dafoe going hark?
Never explained, just like
everyone's kind of.
I would rather him go. Don't leave me.
Don't leave me. The light is mine.
Or why'd you spill your beans or something? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's almost like that weird.
Why did you spill your beans?
Actually, it's kind
they're all over the place.
It's like
I did spill my beans about these shoes. Sorry, Kayla.
I'm sorry.
It's like that weird moment in American Tail: Fievel Goes West, where suddenly you hear the Blues Brothers version of the Rawhide theme song in the middle of nowhere play, and you're like, why?
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
No, this actually happens in the movie, and it still baffles me to this day.
Yeah, I love that. And funny was, I was the one who pointed that out to you.
I know.
I had fun with that. I was like
I have to rewatch. I have no recollection. I remember rolling, but I don't remember it being like weird.
Well, the reason why it's weird is it's the Blues Brothers version
of
the Rawhide theme song.
It's too updated for such a classic piece or something?
No.
Well, it just seems like it comes... Like, they could have used any version of Rawhide, but they chose... As Fievel is rolling through the desert in a tumbleweed, it plays the exact music from the Blues Brothers movie.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You even hear Belushi cracking a whip.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
I have not seen the Blues Brothers, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's a great movie. I would recommend
we should fix that at some point.
It's a long movie, though, but...
You get to see Carrie Fisher with a shotgun.
Wait, Carrie Fisher's in Blues Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a crazy woman, jilted lover of Jim Belushi's character, and she tries to kill him throughout the whole movie.
Oh, and Cab Calloway's in it, too.
There's a whole slew of actors in this, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Okay. Well, yeah. Isn't that like the thing to be impressive by attaching name talent to your piece?
Yeah, but when it's... I think when you attach name talent to a piece and it's on theme... I mean, Carrie Fisher's a little bit of an odd choice, but I mean, like, they put music legends in this.
Yeah.
Like, because it's all about, like, blues and other music people. Like, again, Cab Calloway's in there.
James Brown.
Have you seen The Muppets?
That's fair.
Okay, you know what? That's valid. Totally valid. All right. I think with that said, welcome to Undercooked Analysis.
Wait, how long have you been recording at this point?
For a little while, but some of it's going to be dregs later. And if you want to hear those, you could subscribe to our Patreon.
Dregs is another pretty gross word, by the way.
Dregs?
Yeah,
dregs is pretty bad. If you want to know why we're talking about that, listen to the dregs. If you're a patron at any level, you can listen to those. We release those between episodes. They're sort of... That's what keeps things going weekly. Patrons
They're
get content
literally
weekly.
the bottom of the barrel.
They are absolutely... We give our patrons only the finest bottom of the barrel bullshit that we cut out of episodes of UCA because I have no aim in my life anymore. I'm David.
We separate the wheat from the chaff and then the dregs from the chaff. And then we throw...
I don't even know what we do with the chaff.
Yeah. That clearly is worth more, so...
Yes.
I think we feed it to Gracie.
God, I hear the word shaft, and there's only two things that come to mind.
Shaft!
Yes, and a penis.
So I'm David.
I'm Kaela.
Gross. I'm Paprika.
And we're here to...
And you're watching Disney Channel.
try to draw Mickey Mouse ears. Draw a penis instead.
I'm a child.
Aren't we all, though? We had that big discussion earlier. Again, dregs. So
do you guys feel like adults? Because I don't.
No.
Only rarely.
There's moments
There's sometimes I feel like I'll get something accomplished. I'll be like, oh, man, I'm adulting so hard right now. And then other times I'm sitting here like, Everything sucks. Why don't I feel like an adult? Where are my dreams and hopes and aspirations?
Where are my dreams?
Where are they? Did I leave them outside?
I think the moments I feel like an adult is like, oh look, I finished my taxes. This is probably the most adult thing I could do right now.
If you pause and think about it, you could justify feeling like an adult if you have I don't know. I think everyone's got a different definition, but more or less I feel like an adult sometimes, and other times I really don't. Today I felt like an adult.
Remember when balancing your checkbook was a thing that you were supposed to worry about as an adult? And then now it's
on your nose like a seal? Is that what they meant?
Yes.
Because I don't know how to do that.
I remember my mom teaching me how to do that and then never, ever doing it ever again.
It's kind of like...
And it not mattering.
Yeah, it's kind of like with laundry. Like, they're like, here's how you separate your whites and all that. And you realize, oh, wait, we now have better laundry or better washing machines that don't run clothes together anymore.
My mom still does everything on paper. Like,
yeah, I know.
She balances her checkbook. She manages her taxes. She keeps records of everything. And there's like the office. Her office is like an absolute maze of file cabinets sometimes.
In the words of the internet, okay, boomer. That's
now,
the
to
thing
be fair,
right?
if we lost collectively the entire cloud of data, we would both be in a good place and a very bad place. So, the people who are keeping stuff on paper, more power to you.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to this story we're reading, summoning fish was apparently a very difficult thing, because this is a
handy how-to guide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why do you need a guide to summon? Don't you just like put a worm on a hook and you summon said fish?
That's the boring way to summon a fish. It takes a long time, and you usually have to sit there with your dad or your uncle or your grandpa.
Or here's another way: I go to a restaurant
or your weird cousin Terry,
and I look and see, I'm going to order the salmon. And that's how I summon a fish.
But
you summon a fish by telling other people to bring it to you.
Yes.
What witchcraft?
How to summon a fish? Called Grubhub or DoorDash or whatever the fuck. Those isn't it weird that we live in an era where there's first we have ride sharing services, now we have ride sharing but for food basically. Yeah,
no, I love it.
It's amazing.
The future is interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. So this story, How to Summon a Fish, was presented by our old friend, RabidRadioactiveRaccoons.
How do you pronounce that? Is it Rabid Radio?
Rabid Radio.
Active Raccoons?
Active Raccoons. You have to trill
Raccoons?
Raccoons.
Active Raccoons.
I can't trill.
Raccoons.
How dare you?
I can't roll my R's. I am the worst Mexican ever, so...
I don't know. There might be worse. We like you.
I like you.
I like you.
That doesn't mean you might like people that are bad Mexicans. That doesn't mean
that's
good. We are white people, so I mean.
God damn it.
So you guys are the enemy,
yes,
right?
Yeah, we are.
We are trash.
We're garbage. We're garbage humans.
Okay.
So
all right.
it's okay.
Well, it's good to know that I'm the only one who's morally right in this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah, let's be honest. You and Sade are the best people.
by a certain metric, you are the best. You were the best people.
Okay, before we get
Future David, are you going to cut any of this? No. Okay, sure, fine, thank you.
So once we solve PC culture, then we can read this story.
Yeah, yes. That's the thing. How to Summon PC Culture by Rabid Radioactive. No.
So,
this was actually originally submitted to our Abysme's RitualPasta challenge that we were all involved in.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I don't remember.
And you went with a fish. Okay.
I remember reading this one. This is apparently a retouched version.
I know this was written. I remember reading this. I cannot tell you what happened. It has been so long since I've read this.
Well, lucky for us, Rabid decided to send us to read here on UCA again. So thank you for that. I am curious to hear how it is touched up. He actually sent us a few stories, and we'll be taking a look at some of those later. But I figured to start with, we'd start with this one because it's a little closer to something we've covered before, and it was part of a writing challenge. And I feel like it's interesting that the last few episodes of UCA, we've covered stories that were kind of, that were writing challenge, or at least we've done one so far that was a previous writing challenge submission in the queue line. So I think this will be interesting.
I'm down. So
Yeah,
and it's been a while. So it's been a while.
Is that what you do now?
That's what. No, it's what Alan does. Alan started.
we're channeling the spirit
Okay.
of our dear friend Alan Cheney, who has been lost to us for many years.
He's been lost at sea.
He's actually been going and watching wrestling and being really happy, like since it came through his. Oh my god, I'm such a wrestling noob. I don't.
Oh my gosh. The only thing I care about is Glow.
As what?
Glow.
Oh, Glow.
Glow is so much fun to watch, but the last season got kind of weird.
I heard that show is good. I should check
It was fun, but
Excellent. Yeah, I have no.
but that's it.
Okay.
I don't know shit about wrestling.
I know. I used to know a lot more about wrestling because of Alan and because of like Matt Hawley. And like getting them together in one place and hearing them talk about wrestling was fun. You know, I've been in other wrestling conversations as well. And like we've had wrestling episodes of UCA before.
Mm-hmm.
Where you got together and you wrestled each other?
Yes.
In mud.
Okay.
There was that time Alan threw me off Hell in a Cell and I fell 15 feet through an announcer's table. So,
Ouch.
yeah, it was exciting. That was back.
Was that even staged?
Surprisingly, yes. I just do all my own stunts. And by the way, everything in wrestling is real. Don't forget. Everything in wrestling. is
Yes, right.
Completely.
real. Just like this ritual. So why don't we figure out how to summon a fish without having to use...
So I was reading about
DoorDash.
Andre the Giant. No, I'm kidding. All right. How to summon a fish. Yes. This looks like a method. This looks like a recipe.
Should we? I'm looking at it, and because there's like disclaimer, preparation materials. Should we read it by?
We can read it by... I think we should read it by section, but if it's...
I
it
think
seems...
what we should do is get all of these ingredients, and actually we can read the chapter and then perform each step.
Okay, so we're going to... Okay, then why don't we segue from here to the ritual, like the supply... where's a good place to get all this stuff? Maybe we should read it first and then go out and get the ingredients.
Let's read it and find out what we need, and then we'll go and get what we need.
Yeah, better not to rush out because we might just end up in the soup section. And we don't want that.
Right.
And you know what?
we might just end up on Uber Eats going, this is too difficult.
Just
We might end up at a sushi restaurant, though, and that would make Kayla happy.
yes, I would.
Okay, so Kayla, what is this disclaimer?
Okay, disclaimer. As you are likely well aware, it is very difficult, even more dangerous, and frequently forbidden or otherwise illegal to summon a fish. I don't know. I could just order.
Completely aware.
Yeah, I knew this. This instructional pamphlet.
Unless you're doing it through
I have
GitHub.
to wonder what country this is. It is illegal to summon a fish in.
Sweden. That's why they have Swedish fish instead of real fish.
Oh, that's. I do not like Swedish fish.
Neither do Swedes. So
This instructional pamphlet is for educational and or entertainment purposes only. The publishers of this pamphlet are legally required to state that they do not encourage anyone reading this to attempt the ritual detailed within.
Oh,
I
so
like-
you pirate the fish. Okay, I get it. I get it.
I like that this is a pamphlet. Like, there's gonna be like pictures and shit.
you wouldn't steal a handbag.
That would be great, actually, if there were like airplane manual style cartoons to go along with this.
Yeah.
Oh, that
That
would
would be fun.
great.
But
Sadly, we
Sorry.
only have the writing.
Why don't you
Alright.
tell us about the preparation, Paprika?
the preparation H. Before attempting any form of ritual involving fish, it is highly advisable to be well prepared, both in case of emergency and because some of the required materials are incredibly difficult to acquire mid-ritual. While this ritual can and probably should be done alone, it is advisable to have a friend, acquaintance, or hired hand present to help with certain tasks and watch for signs of danger. Please read the full instructions before attempting the ritual.
Okay.
Okay, so thankfully there's three of us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
we should have this covered.
So I can be the friend, David's the acquaintance, and Kayla's the hired hand.
That's fair.
Yay.
Okay.
I get paid.
Cool. Now, what I gotta wonder is, we asked for story submissions for this show, right? Why did Rabid send us a manual?
I'm sure he just had it lying around.
Yeah.
But that's probably why I didn't get very far in the contest, right?
Oh, that's asshole.
I'm trying to be in the bit, Kayla.
I know.
I'm trying to stay in the bit.
And you know
Because
what?
if I was out of the bit, I would say
David.
I feel like we're in for some surrealist writing here, some funny surrealist writing here
David,
that I'm
you're-
really gonna dig. Oh, what? Sorry.
You know what? You are an asshole. This is why we have Preparation H.
Yes. Preparation for. I don't know.
Preparation
It's
hentai.
a type of fish that starts with H.
Halibut.
Ooh,
Halibut. There you go. There
Preparation
you go.
halibut.
Your wit is quicker than mine.
Halibut is one of the few fish I actually like to eat.
What? Which is
Couldn't
weird.
think of a fish that started with H.
Halibut and albacore.
Which
Ha!
it's
That
funny.
starts with an A.
Yeah.
No, halibut and albacore are two fish I like to eat.
He doesn't like salmon.
I don't
he
like
doesn't
fish.
like shrimp. He is weird.
Oh,
I don't like crab.
let's look
He
I
at
doesn't
don't
that.
like lobster
He doesn't like crab or lobster.
In the real world?
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
real world. This is not a bit.
Material.
I don't
No,
like
this-
fish. I
this-
don't like seafood.
This is actually a real thing. We have this is the one issue we have in our relationship. I am someone who grew up loving fish. Sushi is my favorite food, and basically had grown up going to the pier and getting fresh fish caught that day and eating ahi tuna. While he, on the other hand, is like, I hate fish, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with
Why
you?
do you think I didn't want to read this story about summoning a fish? I don't need more fish in my life.
All right.
We don't need to know how to summon a fish, because now if we know how to summon a fish, you're going to summon a fish
it's
to
your turn
haunt
to
me.
tell me the materials.
Okay, fine. Fuck you.
Oh, shit.
Ouch.
Besides, when we go to sushi
Oh.
restaurants, I find something else to eat.
That's true.
David, what are the materials?
45 to 60 wax candles. Okay, I'm out. That's too many candles.
That's a fuck ton of candles.
2 inches in diameter and
Why
5
so
inches
many
tall.
candles?
Or 2.45 centimeters in diameter and 30.
Okay, so my aunt makes candles. I can probably get some from her.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
okay, then we're good.
Yeah,
but
we'll
they have
just
to.
have to
They
pay
have
it.
to be these specific measurements. They have to be like 30.48 centimeters tall. Just remember.
Yeah,
fish,
that's why we want to get them made, because we
Yes.
can get them to our dimensions.
Just remember, fish can tell whether or not you're using the metric system
Why can fish tell that?
because they can. They can.
They
It's
just-
Okay,
This is-
all right. Apparently this is a
you
fact.
learned that in grade school, right?
Okay,
Look, I
so
was
the
homeschooled
candles
and I
are
learned.
preferably red or chartreuse.
Right. Sorry. The number.
Okay.
The number required varies depending on exactly what fish you are summoning. It is recommend, Ed, to keep an excess of candles, as you can.
That was a mistake, Mr. R. Triple R.
No, that's not Rabbit's fault. That's whoever wrote the pamphlet that he gave us. Unless
right.
Rabbit is writing the pamphlet and just wants us to proofread.
So what you're saying is he submitted this to a writing contest after finding it.
Probably.
We don't
Okay.
know.
I don't know. It just seems odd. It is recommended to keep an excess of candles, as you can never be too prepared when summoning fish. Should I keep going, or these are kind of broken up into
Yeah,
paragraphs?
we can switch off, I guess.
Okay. I can see enough of an indentation that I can tell.
So then, wait, it's Paprika's turn.
I
think it's your turn.
Oh,
it's
it's
your
my
turn.
turn.
It's your turn.
3 to 5 large bags of sand, preferably taken from a beach or lakeside. Well, luckily we live nearby a beach, so we're
Yeah,
good.
Well, yeah, then we can do this to your place.
Yes.
Yeah. Next time you come by, we'll try this out.
Yeah, you bring the candles, I can get the sand.
I'll bring the wax, you bring the sand.
Let's make lots of money.
The exact amount required varies based on which fish you intend on summoning, but you want enough to create thick, unbroken lines when you create your geometric summoning pattern.
I'm sorry, what was that about thick, unbroken lines?
God damn it.
Oh my god, are you snorting sand? Oh my god.
Only red and chartreuse sand.
That's disgusting.
Ew. Most fish cannot cross sand as they understand it to mark the floor and walls of their environment.
See, now that makes more sense than them understanding the metrics of stuff.
Agree.
Just say.
No, I agree.
The cries of a dying animal wait. We're supposed to get the cries of a dying animal, preferably avian or mammalian. Well, they have all those like bunny death knells on the YouTube, so we could get them. That's
true.
the easiest thing. We could just play YouTube.
Yeah.
While you could have a dying animal physically present during the ritual, it is easier to go out and make an audio recording.
Yeah, there you go.
Ideally, you want at least 10 hours of audio, but 2 to 3 hours is usually enough. It is, however, vital that your recording has never been used for summoning a fish before. Damn it, we have to make our own.
You can't just rip it off YouTube.
So it is best if you personally make the recording and keep it safe. It's like he anticipated what I was going to say.
Bastard.
So we have to go kill, what, 700 bunnies?
That's a lot of bunnies. You'll have so many bunnies. 400 bunnies.
I mean, we do have a bunch of bunnies in this location, like nearby where we live.
That's true, but I really don't want to go out and kill a bunny.
No.
Not
Yeah,
any...
but it has to be a cry. Certain animals don't cry when they are
Can't
dying.
we just, like, I don't know, go out and beach a dolphin or something?
Sure. But they have to be crying for a long time.
Yeah. That's a lot of crying. That's like, that's not just like, it has to be a dying animal.
What about
here's the horror,
Okay,
everybody.
this is weird. I mean, couldn't you just get a fish that's dying? Like, it would
But
be
does it cry?
But the fish don't cry.
They go... that noise, does that count as a cry?
Wow. Do they really? Because, like, I didn't know fish made puckering noises.
I mean...
Well, they always do that thing where, you know, if a fish is not in water, it's going like... I'm not making noise. Obviously, this is a non-visual medium,
Right,
so you
but
can't
it
see me
literally
doing that
said
fish, like, lip
the
thing.
cries of a dying animal.
Yeah, so...
A fish gasping for air is not crying.
That's true. Okay.
A
So
vial?
nice try, but also we can't we need the fish. We need to get the fish somehow.
Okay, so...
We need to do the ritual to get the fish.
Maybe we could substitute something else. Oh, wait, does it have to be the same animal? Can we just, like, go to and does it have to be the same animal?
Let's just go to a zoo and kill everything.
Okay, no. Here's the
massacre.
solution. You go to a slaughterhouse and you set up a microphone in there and just have it to be the assembly line.
Oh, there we go.
Of sheep or
okay, so you
pigs
just
or
go to,
cattle.
like, Central California and just record, like, all the cows dying.
Yeah.
Okay, that
This
sounds
is
like
such a
fun.
pleasant conversation, y'all.
This is dark.
Okay, and the last thing we need, I'm just gonna read it.
What?
Screw you guys.
No, hold on.
Okay,
How dare.
fine.
It's my turn. A vial
Okay.
full of arsenic mercury solution. The size and shape of the vial are irrelevant. It simply must be a vial and it must be full. It is highly recommended that the amount of arsenic in this solution is a non-fatal dosage for someone of your size, weight, and general health.
That's probably because you're gonna end up drinking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure that somewhere in this process, it's gonna call for you to drink arsenic mercury.
That's for flavor. That's for seasoning. Because, you know, most fish are full of
But
mercury and
the thing
arsenic.
about it is, even though the arsenic is non-fatal and the mercury is not, you'll still get poisoning from. Okay. All right.
yeah.
So make yourself go crazy, basically.
Basically, yeah. Go all Mad Hatter.
Yep. The setup. The ritual should be performed in a small room, just big enough to fit your geometric summoning pattern and yourself. Calculate the size and shape of your biometric.
Your BMW summoning pattern.
Well, a timeout, because we're supposed to have a friend or hired hand present. So,
Are we?
how many people? Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I said in the
It
beginning.
recommended it.
All right.
So these hired hands supposed to stay outside of this small room? Like,
I don't
are they in the
know.
room with you?
Is it?
This method is not elaborating on its own requirements. So, just saying.
Okay.
Calculate the size and shape of your geometric summoning pattern as well as the required number of candles. See tables 3, 4, and 7A for Imperial.
Where are the tables? I want to see the tables.
There's no tables.
There's no tables.
Is this sent to us without tables? We can't even
tables.
complete the ritual.
Maybe the tables will show where our hired hand goes.
Yes.
What the hell? Okay, fine.
Man,
Damn it, Rabbit! You're supposed
look,
to
I
send
know
us
this is
this shit.
I know this is a prototype, but jeez.
I know that nobody paid you to do this, but come on, man. Here's
Come
quality.
Come on, tables 5, 6, and 7B for
metric.
For metric. Remember to check your local laws concerning the legality of angles exceeding 180 degrees.
This is like out of that thing, Nightshade, Night Veil or something.
Yeah.
This does have a bit of a
It
Night Vale vibe.
does.
Yeah.
We're stepping out of the bit again. Long step out of the bit. Yeah, this is that fun surrealist horror.
It is. Yeah, it's very silly. Like, this is cool.
I like this. Anyway, getting back in the bit.
Draw the pattern with sand, starting with any interior lines and finishing with the outer perimeter again. The line...
Again, there's a semicolon.
Oh, again, the line should be thick and unbroken. place your candles evenly spaced around the pattern. So basically, one of the things that this materials they should have added is a fucking measuring tape, because there's no way you could do this without a measuring tape.
Yeah.
No.
Man.
You didn't learn
You
how
gotta
to do
include
exact sand measurements
all
in
of your
school?
parts and all of the part numbers. This is how you do it.
That's the way you do it.
Uh,
Play the guitar on the MTV.
Firmly anchored in the lines. Remove any and all light sources from the room besides the candles. If you have pre-recorded the cries of a dying animal, position the playback device behind you with the speakers facing your back. If you're in a room with the animal, it should be close enough that you could smell its blood, but far enough that it cannot bleed on you.
Wait, is it on the pattern? If it's outside the pattern, then the room has to be bigger.
Yeah.
It would have.
Just saying. Okay. Anyways, step 1. Okay, so that wasn't step 1 apparently.
That's the setup. That's all just
that was
the setup.
Oh, okay. So setup step 1. Using either wooden matches or a refillable cigarette lighter, light the candle starting with the one closest to you and proceed in a clockwise pattern. You must either remain completely silent if you are summoning a whitefish, or if you are summoning a whitefish, count aloud in a language other than your first.
Hold the fucking phone. They didn't mention matches or a cigarette lighter earlier in the list of materials.
Those are materials, man.
We're helping at this point. We're helping proofread this, and we gotta make sure.
Well, the best way to proofread a method like this is to actually do the method. So
right, but we're clearly some method pieces that we're missing, and dang it, I want those tables. You know, when I'm playing a role-playing game, there's always helpful tables when you're making your characters.
Rabid, send us tables.
Rabid, send us tables, preferably made of oak or mahogany, so we can put them in our...
We require all of these things, as well as payment for the hired hand that is Kaela.
Yes.
Yes.
I deserve to be paid for this shit.
I think you're on step 2.
Oh, okay. Wait, did I...
No.
Oh, no, I'm on step 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Step 2. Sit or kneel before the pattern and close your eyes. Remember the candles and listen to their flickering.
I thought he was about to say that the candles are listening.
The candles are listening.
Listen to the 45 fucking candles burning around you.
Okay, so what kind of fish do we want? A whitefish? What do we want to summon?
I don't know what kind of fish we want. What sounds like?
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
So we want a cartoon fish. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, we can summon, what the fuck?
Can we summon Mr. Limpet?
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, I want to summon.
So you want to summon a talking fish?
Yeah. Voiced by Don Knotts.
Yeah, sure. I mean, why not? He's still alive, right?
No, he's passed away.
But Mr. Limpet's, we could restore Don Knotts by getting Mr. Limpet, by summoning Mr. Limpet.
Okay, but he would have to come back as a fish.
Yes.
Mr. Limpet is a fish.
Okay, step 3. When you feel that you have sufficiently contemplated the candles, how does one know when they've contemplated candles? Start listening to the cries of a dying animal. You must hear the cries, but listen to the inevitable silence that they promise. Okay, that's deep. I might have to.
I think it's the idea like when they die, they will be silent.
Okay, so they're going to be silent soon, and the promise that they're going to be silent.
You're thinking
soon.
about how eventually those cries will stop, and it's all for naught, and the void claims all.
Optimally, they should start at a low volume and steadily increase until they are deafening and distorted. If you are not alone and using a recording, simply have a partner manage the volume. If you are alone, set it automatically to increase over time. If the dying animal is in the room with you, force yourself to hear the cries at an increasing volume.
Force yourself?
Extensive practice and meditation is typically required for this method. If you are attempting to summon a shark, the sounds must be in reverse. If present, the animal must be rendered unable to properly vocalize.
Wow.
Okay.
When you said to have a friend mess with the volume, I suddenly pictured someone doing a DJ riffing with a dying animal sound like
I think they mean a muzzle by that last line. So rendered so muzzled.
Probably.
Okay. That sounds
I think it's easier to get a recording.
Sort of awful. It sounds like an awful thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, step 4.
Step 4. Focus on the name.
Wait, is it my turn?
Is it?
Wait, did I read?
Oh, no, I did step 2, so
Yeah.
that was step 3, so you're step 4.
Yes. Focus on the name of the fish you wish to summon, Mr. Limpet. Not the genus or species, but the individual name.
Mr. Limpet.
It may be impossible to summon specific fish if its name is too common. For example, all bighead goby, Drombus globiceps. I know somewhere out there, Prass is listening to this.
Drombus globiceps.
Drombus globiceps.
That's probably what it is. Again, I say, you know what? I should You know what? I should butcher it as much as possible, just so Prass can be.
So he can post gifs of himself ramming his head into a wall as he listens to the episode.
All big-headed goby are named Jorge. And that name is not exclusive to that species of fish. It is currently impossible to summon fish with unpronounceable names. Jorge is unpronounceable?
No. They're saying
No.
Oh,
if his name is too common.
So,
okay. So apparently you can't just summon Jorge and you'll summon a big head goby.
Yeah.
You'll summon Jorge, who will probably wonder why he's there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the best way to learn a specific fish's name is either summon another fish or get your hands on one of the rare directories written by madmen with too much time on their hands. Directories written by madmen with just enough or too little time list the names of gastropods and cephalopods, respectively. You can clearly tell I'm not a scientist.
Cephalopods.
But luckily, we know the name of our fish. It's Mr. Limpet.
Yeah, Mr. Limpet.
Mr. Limpet is the name of the fish.
Yes.
Okay. We've got that part down.
Right. Right. But what do I want to summon a mermaid?
Oh, that's right.
Do mermaids count?
Mermaids can count as fish. Why not? They said that you could summon a shark.
Okay.
We talked about summoning a dolphin.
Dolphins aren't fish.
No. Oh, that's right.
I was going to use a dolphin as an example of because how do you prolong an animal?
Oh, you were going to destroy.
How do you prolong an
destroy a dolphin
suffering?
for this ritual.
Yeah. Am I doing step 5 or is that you?
I'm doing step 5.
Okay.
It's my step. I am physically doing this. Say a name, any name out loud, and demand that fish come to you. Mr. Limpet, I demand you come right here, right now, or I will garnish your wages. I will have the police sent after you. You will likely have to make the demand multiple times and may have to declare why it is your right to make demands of the fish. You may open your eyes after making your first demands.
Yo, Mr. Limpet, get the fuck down here.
Why do we have the right to summon Mr. Limpet?
Because he's dead.
But that's not a reason we don't.
You know what it is, alright? It's because
we need you back, Don Knotts.
The world has failed without you. We need your comedy again.
You know why? Because he was a part of my childhood, and that's why I own him as a person.
Yeah, we own him in our hearts.
Right.
we think about Mr. Limpet, you think about him playing that character in that, or you try to think about Mr. Limpet specifically, though, and that's the character. Because if you're thinking about Mr. Limpet and your mind strays to Don Knotts, and then by proxy your mind goes to the ghost of Mr. Chicken, or, the Andy Griffith Show, then...
You know, the weird part is that movie, Mr. Limpet, was not a Disney movie.
I know.
It looks...
Who animated it? What department?
Who did that? I know it's not Disney. That's the weird part, because it looks like a Disney film. It was... I should look this up. The Internet. Where are you, Mr.
Where are you, Internet?
The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Where are you, Internet?
The Incredible Mr. Limpet was at Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Apparently Warner Brothers. Maybe because came out in 1964, which, you know what, this seems like maybe this was around the time when they were working on other live action stuff and
Mary Poppins was
right.
Yeah.
And I mean,
how in Tartar Sting?
So okay.
Step 6 is me again.
Yeah.
I guess I think we got mixed up somewhere in there, but. At some point, a fish will have arrived when you were not paying attention to the geometric summoning pattern. They always arrive in the center of the pattern, but tend to push up themselves against the sand, searching for rifts in the barrier. Great Barrier Reef!
Wait, is it Paprika's turn or my turn or?
Your turn.
I don't remember. Go.
Okay, now what? Good question. Once you've summoned a fish, there are several things you can do. You can ask it to reveal its secrets, or learn snippets of ancient wisdom. You can softly rub it against your cheek while whispering a wish in a language you do not understand. Be warned, the fish will exploit any loopholes created from poor translation or improper pronunciation. Finally, you can just cook and eat the fish. Again, why can't I just go to a restaurant and say, "Hi, I'd like to order the albacore, please"?
And then they go, okay, here's the menu, and here's your candles. Here's a recording of a slaughterhouse we got this morning. Like, could you imagine if every seafood restaurant made you do that?
That'd be hilarious.
All right, so.
Tips.
So now what?
Oh, no, it's tips.
Yeah, now is the tips. That's what. Oh, I gotta say
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh.
Merry
Okay,
Christmas.
so tips. Stay consistent in what system of measurement you are using. It is usually a good idea to use your native system, but some fish, such as the red snapper, there's a J after the T. That's unfair.
Lucianus?
Lucianus or Lucianus, Campicanus or Campichanus, I'm guessing Campicanus, because usually it's whatever, have strong opinions concerning unit of measurement. And complications will likely arise if you are using the system counter to their preferences. So how are you supposed to know the fish's preferences before? Okay, anyways. Okay. Part of summoning a fish is to say a name, as mentioned above. It is considered inadvisable to use your own name. The name of a fish or a name you cannot properly pronounce. It's not appropriate.
Wait.
You use the name of a fish?
Well, just naming a species of fish. If you just go, oh, I want to summon Garibaldi.
But that could have been written a little better because it's still.
I think it means like don't use if you named your aquarium fish Alice, don't use Alice. I think that's what it's saying.
Okay. Don't summon Wanda.
Beavers, capybara, alligators, muskrats, puffins, coot, cetaceans, arthropods, or is that Cretaceous? I don't know what that was.
I think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be. No,
Cretaceans or cetaceans, whatever those are.
Yeah.
Arthropods or any other non-chordates are not fish. So I guess you can't summon beavers.
That's too bad. I want to summon a capybara.
That'd be cute.
How to summon a capybara?
Those are cute.
That would be infinitely more useful since we're next to the ocean and not next to where capybara live.
Yeah.
Anyways, advanced techniques. Wait, sorry.
Advanced techniques.
I think this is me.
Yeah, we kind of switched around.
It's okay. There are some who would consider it cruel to summon a fish in a non-aquatic environment. If you want to provide an aquatic environment for the fish to be summoned into, there is the option of using a glass aquarium. For this to work, you will first need
fulgurite.
Fulgurite, formed from...
What is a fulgurite?
I have no idea.
You will first need fulgurite, formed from beach or lake sand, enough that it can be ground into a fine dust and still form thick and unbroken lines for your geometric summoning pattern. Is that like that crazy stuff that's like, when you put it in water, you can shape it, but when you pull it out, it's suddenly dry?
They're like, it's this.
It's when lightning hits sand, that makes fulgurite, apparently.
Ooh, science. I like that.
I think. Wait.
Yeah, it looks like that. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, no, that's what it says. That's what it says.
Awesome.
So it's not, I thought it made glass, but apparently it makes fulgurite, which is probably some sort of melty sand.
It's much more specific.
Yeah.
The aquarium.
I'm sure it says here fulgurites from the Latin translates meaning melty sand.
that tracks.
Exactly.
That tracks. Okay. The aquarium at the center of the pattern must conform to the exact shapes and angles of the center of the pattern and be a single contiguous piece of glass, ideally taller than you are when sitting on the ground. You can then fill the aquarium with the appropriate water for your intended summoning before starting the ritual. Remember, do not summon a freshwater fish into a saltwater aquarium. That's just bad manners.
Well, that's not an advanced technique, so I guess you can do it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's just amateur hour if you do it the other way.
Emergency situations. In the event that you lose control of the ritual, immediately open and drink your arsenic mercury solution. Oh, I was wondering when that was going to come into play.
Okay.
This will instantly end the ritual, banish any entities attempting to breach into and invade our reality within a 50 cubic radius of you. Thus, it is advised that you remain close to the geometric summoning pattern at all times until the ritual is over. Fortunately, while you do not have much time to end the ritual once something goes wrong, it is blatantly obvious when something has gone wrong, such as more than one fish appearing in the summoning pattern. A clear breach of the pattern's lines, or a sharp rise in humidity. Most fish are not subtle in their attempts to break through the fabric of reality, the only exception being the coelacanth.
Oh, the coelacanth.
Never summon a coelacanth. The reward in no way outweighs the risk.
All right, can y'all tell me what a coelacanth is?
Nope.
I'm about to look that shit up.
Yep.
It's a living fossil, baby.
Really?
It's a prehistoric fish that was once thought to be extinct, but actually still exists.
What?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, so they found the fossil and then they found the fish?
Mm-hmm. They found
That's
the living
pretty cool.
fish. These fish
There's
are like...
all kinds of crazy things in the ocean, including fish.
That's why we don't visit the... You know how, like, scientists always say, oh, we actually know more about space than we do about our ocean? Well, that's because it's full of fish, these demonic entities.
I feel like the ocean is the result of this ritual going wrong.
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
That's what it is.
Why do you think all of the things that, Lovecraft wrote about tended to dwell beneath the sea? Fucking R'lyeh and Cthulhu, or, like, Dagon and the fish people of Innsmouth. Just, like, all these things. Why don't you take us home with this publisher's note, Paprika?
Publisher's note. Once. Again. This pamphlet is for education and or entertainment purposes only. It has been approved for distribution by the Bureau of Citizens Affairs and the Hazardous Information Agency. This guide is in no way an endorsement of the summoning of fish. Okay.
Cool. No fish summoning, though. I guess we don't have... See, I guess there's still some things we need filled in gap-wise if we're going to actually summon a fish, y'all.
No, I'd hate to get this ritual wrong and summon a second ocean.
I don't want to have to drink arsenic or mercury in
Yeah.
order to prevent like something from going wrong. So I think the main piece of advice I have to give to Rabid is do some science, do some more occult science and see what get us those tables and see if we can get really specific so where there's no risk of things going wrong due to us misreading something in the manual. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he can make it. Yeah,
if you're gonna get anywhere writing summoning pamphlets, it's a good idea to get this proofread by people who clearly completely understand summoning and the occult. So,
Like those madmen who wrote the names of fishes.
I used to know a guy who was studying to get a degree in the Mad Men catalog of cephalopods. So trust me.
Is that
I used to a man who was studying to get mad.
He graduated. I remember I was there because this was back in 2012.
He graduated with mad honors.
He graduated with mad honors, and he came up to. I remember his speech was great because it was really inspiring. He came up to the podium. They actually let him do it because his honors grades were so good. He came up and he went, bah! And then he left.
God, you scared the shit out of me.
You're welcome.
Is your dog still asleep after that?
Yeah, she is, surprisingly enough. This is weird. This is like reverse Gracie.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe she took the arsenic mercury.
Oh, shit.
Maybe that's what's going on here.
Okay, in all honesty, the story is really good.
Yeah. It's got a nice facetious tone to it.
It's silly. It's very tongue in cheek.
Yeah. It's surrealist fiction and it's fun. I like that. I like when it's like epistolary and it feels like something you would actually read in that universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about the universe. Like some of these out of context are kind of random.
But that's what's great about it. It leaves you speculating. I feel like I'm sorry. I feel like I cut you off a little bit.
No, that's fine. Go.
I feel like the little context clues make it just seem like, okay, this is a place where there is an internal logic, but we're never going to wrap our heads around it.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know what environment you would need to summon a fish. Is this like a dune planet? Like, what is this?
Ooh.
Oh.
Or is this, I mean, I don't know.
It could be a dune planet. It could be. I mean, you could be like in the desert and.
Night Vale.
Well.
I mean, they're not the end all be all, of course. I actually don't even listen. Confession time. I don't even listen to Night Vale anymore. I feel like I kind of, for lack of a better word, outgrew it. But I mean, not to like shame anybody who still loves the show. I've gone back and listened to episodes and that I still really enjoy. It's just that there's a certain point where I feel like Night Vale's humor kind of faltered for me personally. Like I'd heard it too long. This is nice because it doesn't have to. It's not trying to explain anything other than how to summon a fish within the confines of its own universe. It's not trying to tell you how that universe works. And
it's also not hundreds of hours of a podcast. It's
Yeah,
a very
that's
short
right.
story.
And the problem is when you've got a conceit like Night Vale and it's run for like hundreds of episodes, stuff does eventually have to start getting explained, and then it kind of loses the in my opinion, it lost what appealed to me about the conceit of the show, which was a town where weird stuff happens and things are considered normal. And that's not necessarily the show's fault. It's kind of just the fact that it's been the nature of the beast having been around for over 100 episodes, you know?
But I'm with you. I mean, I agree with what you said. Like, I mean, I loved Night Vale. Like, again, I listened through, like, I binged through, like, the first season, and then after a certain point, it's like, okay, things are getting a little too explained, and...
We saw a couple of the live shows, even.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
But,
I knew Night Vale existed. That's about it.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's right.
And look, all the people involved in the show who we had a chance to meet at, like, Comic-Con, really nice, really cool people, very talented. But yeah, just the show just doesn't appeal to me.
I think they're the worst because they backed out of DashCon.
Well, DashCon is...
I'm joking a bit.
Okay.
That was a joke.
I know, but in this universe, they DashCon failed to summon the correct fish. That's the whole reason this went awry.
Maybe this is a recipe for how to summon fish for DashCon. Because they definitely couldn't afford fish.
Do you think they promised the fish 1 extra hour in the ball pit? Do you think a fish peed in the ball pit?
Oh, God.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep, that's what happened.
That's how the ritual went wrong. They tried to do it in the ball pit.
I want to summon a barracuda.
Ooh, barracuda.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry. Every time I hear the word barracuda, I'm always going to think of that song.
Oh, as you should.
It's a good song. But yeah, I give this story...
Oh yeah, freshness ratings.
Oh, we have to give freshness ratings?
Yeah, of course we do. It's undercooked analysis. And you know what? I give this the freshness rating of... no, I'll let you go first. I'm sorry. You were about to do that one, Kaela.
I give this the freshness rating of trying to record a fish crying out while it's in pain dying. And wondering why it's not working.
You need a special fish mic.
Yeah.
I will give this a certified fresh cuts California roll.
What does that mean? Did you like it?
I actually do like
roll?
California rolls.
Uh-huh.
It's like the one kind of sushi I will eat. So, yeah.
I will give this, I don't know, a chance for America to start using the metric system.
Give it a metric over imperial.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think the reason why, this story, if I recall, was, like, definitely in, like, top 5, but I think, like, the 3 had more of a, like, deeper storyline and, like...
Yeah, there was that one that had a lot of images involved and was really stylistic. Oh my gosh. Wow, I should remember the names of these, honestly.
I know that Mike McD one. His was the one about trying to summon her mom, and the little girl has poor spelling.
Oh my god, he tried to summon your mom?
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Or it's the spirit of her dead mom. It was
I remember that one. That was cool.
It was a very well-crafted story.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then the second one was, like, very dark.
That was the one that was like, basically about, it was like a ritual in order to deal with, like, spousal abuse.
Yeah. I think...
It was framed like it was dealing with a monster, appeasing a monster, and over the framework of the story you realize it's just this wife trying to, like, stave off her husband's temper, and it's horrifying in a different kind of way.
See,
This got somber fucking fast.
No, but like this one,
I like this. I do like
fun.
this a lot.
This is more
fun.
like the Hitchhiker's Guide version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus the like, I don't know, the serious, hard-hitting horror story.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of another fish that would be really useful to summon.
What?
A babblefish.
What's a babblefish?
Oh, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Okay.
It's a fish. Sorry.
you put it in your ear, and you can hear any language.
Right. That's right.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
a good one. But you got to figure out the name of the babblefish.
Do all babblefish have the same name?
Well, I don't know.
Hmm.
Got to look that up. You got to go find a madman.
You gotta find out which candles and which what centimeters if you want to summon a babblefish.
This ritual is very specific. What if I want to summon crustaceans? What if I want to summon fish from the bottom of the bioluminescent fish, so that I don't have to spend
An
money on a
angler?
submersible? Yeah, like what if I want to summon that shit, so I could take pictures of it and get awards?
Well, I feel like you already have ample experience summoning crustaceans, considering who you're married to.
I don't have to do much. That just kind of summons itself.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my god. If you enjoy this, listen to other podcasts on the Creative Board.
Thank you, Kayla. Yes, come check out some. For example,
Yeah. Thanks for talking about my husband's penis.
Yeah. Why do I have to imagine this? God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
we all know the recurring joke. It's okay.
No, I know.
And I could keep going, but I won't. So hey, and like shows on the Creative Horror Network that you should listen to, and other good ones, like specifically Trick or Track, because Paprika is one half of that particular. Wait, no, hold on.
No.
I'm thinking Ray Gun Readers.
Yeah.
Indeed. Ray Gun Readers.
Ray Gun Readers, Paprika is one half of.
But Ray Gun Readers is in dormancy right now?
Currently, yes.
Yeah.
Dormancy. It's hibernating.
It's hibernating.
But you can
Out in the deep vastness of space.
Yes. I look for, obviously, when it'll happen when it happens or not, and I'm just going to let the mystery be. But it would be nice to hear more.
And there's also previous
I enjoy
episodes,
it.
so.
There are previous episodes of Ray Gun
Yeah.
Readers.
I mean, the stuff okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, the stuff I really liked to read was like the pulp sci-fi stuff, but I don't know, it wasn't getting so much love. So
I like the pulp sci-fi stuff to the point where we were like, we bought you pulp sci-fi. So you can read it.
yeah.
I was so excited when I spotted that. I was like, oh my god, do you think Abysmiki and Paprika will like this? And we took a picture, and he's like, get this.
Well, and the other thing is that the copyrights are kind of weird for them because Disney's been perpetuating copyrights. So
They know.
because of that, like before a certain year, it's okay, but like in perpetuity. So it's like before like 1930 or something. It's
Right.
okay. But,
Yeah.
after that, you're kind of fucked. But that's like based on the fact that people have been extending copyrights for years. And we also don't know like the owners of a lot of the copyrights. So there's also that.
That doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we should make a Wizard of Oz podcast. That those like half of those books are in the public domain.
Yes, it's very true. You could almost make your own like complete story.
Yeah.
But
eventually Mickey is going to lapse into copyright because we're getting close to that deadline,
Oh,
the
that's
95-year
right.
deadline.
They're gonna fix it. They're gonna
try, but they've already gotten a lot of flack for having extended it 3 times before this or twice. And there are ways they could protect the trademark.
But they'll just pay. They'll just pay, and it'll just work out. Trust me.
It's Disney, and I don't. They wrote this. We would have access to so much good public domain stuff without them. Makes me so mad. Anyway, there's Ray Gun Readers. There's Trick or Track. There's the Archives of the Witching Hour. There's Midnight Marinera, and then there's this podcast, of course, on the Creative Horror Network.
And then there's Anna Musings.
Yeah, you can go listen to Animusings on the Benview Network, where we review animated films.
Where they talk about Disney.
We talk about Disney, and we try to keep it a little more friendly than this raunchy piece of shit. Where I talk about a Bismee's crab penis.
God damn it.
But, and you know, if you like what you hear and you want to actually hear your story read on this podcast, submissions are still open. You could email me, midnightmarinara@gmail.com. I do read all submissions that come in and then sort of pick them out, put them in a queue, that sort of thing. If you are one of our patrons, if you subscribe to our Patreon at any level, if you submit a story to us, those stories get priority and they, on the queue, and they will go through before other ones. I want to thank Rabid Radioactive Raccoons, again, who's been a longtime supporter, who submitted this story, among other ones that we will get to in the future. But yes, midnightmarinara@gmail.com. You can also follow this podcast on Twitter at Scary Sauce. You can also follow the Creative Horror Network in general at Creative Horror on Twitter.
Also, you can follow the Creative Horror YouTube channel as well if you like.
That's right. And there should be some of our old archive episodes going up there in video form again pretty soon, because, you know, they can take Midnight Marinara's YouTube, but they can't take our freedom.
Wow, there's a lot of content now.
It sure is.
I almost wish there were bagpipes playing around.
Future David, get on that.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.